And here we are at Sydney Motorsport Park for the second last race of the 2013 Australian Institute of Motorsport Formula V New South Wales State Championship. It's race 2 of the weekend, round 5 at Sydney Motorsport Park.
Okay, so here we are, the starting grid, but let's recap on what happened yesterday. Yesterday we had our 2 championship leaders. Jeff Bennett got a great start on the outside there. He was flying. Ryan Reynolds came up the inside of Simon Pace. Let's just have a look on the outside. Timmy Brook, okay, bang, gets tapped. Then Ryan Reynolds taps Simon Pace, goes over the inside. Our 2 championship leaders taken out early on. Okay.
Right, back to the grid though, here on the Sunday morning.
Starting on pole was Darren Williams from winning yesterday. Dylan Thomas, Simon Pace, Jeff Bennett, Gary Hook, Simon Thompson in the 1600s for the first time, and they're away. And this is the short circuit at Eastern Creek. We only race on once per year. So, and here we've got, looks like Darren Williams has kept the lead coming through turn 1. Okay, he's on board with Thomas.
And as you can see, the track is a mixture of damp and wet and dry and...
Well, there was a big downpour just before we went out here. Simon Pace here has come through. He's actually got new tyres. All the other guys are on intermediate or... Not as new tyres.
Not as new tyres, yes.
They're pretty good, but they're not spankers, and okay. That does give you a little bit more grip and a bit more confidence.
Simon Pace takes the fast line. Let's see, but there's a big gap there, and
a little front lock.
Slips. He just a bit of a lock there, and he runs wide. And Dylan Thomas through to take the lead. Okay, here's another angle from the top of the hill there, just on the inside of turn 3.
Okay, Jeff Bennett in the background's also got a cracking start again.
Again, Darren Williams in third.
There's a little lock up there from Simon Pace, makes him go a little bit wide, gives Thomas the line in a turn 2.
Right, Darren Williams tied on the inside. No.
Timmy Brook well wide taking the go-kart line.
Right, so and that's Morgan Fremantle there. Now, Tim Brook there in the orange car that's just gone off camera. He's the championship leader there, so...
Okay, and just to note, after Ryan Reynolds' incident yesterday, that was enough to send them home. He is gone. He is not here for the rest of the weekend.
Right, so that means the championship is between Tim Brook, who's way back in this field, and Simon Pace, who's up near the front, and Darren Williams, who's up in third place.
So there's still 3 guys that could win it. There's not a lot of points between them.
Right, so Tim Brook will still have to be careful, and with these wet conditions, it's just so easy to lose control.
Yeah, so and Timmy Brook, after his spin, there must have been some damage, because he limped through to finish last of the 1600s.
That was in the race yesterday when he was tapped in the back.
Oh, Mark Williams having a spin.
A spin at turn 10. A spin right now.
He might have got tapped there or put a wheel onto the grass.
Right, and the tow truck was on his way to go and recover him even before Mark had stopped moving.
Okay, so here's Thomas. He's got a couple of car lengths to Simon Pace, who's got about 5 car lengths to Darren Williams, who's got another 5 or 6 car lengths to... Who's that? Is that... I think it's Jeff Bennett.
That's Jeff Bennett there, probably.
Let's have a look.
This is a new camera angle on the outside of the main straight here, so we can see the 170 kilometre per hour turn 1.
There's Timmy Brook coming through with Daniel Stein there as well.
Right, these conditions...
Actually, it was Daniel Stein up front. That was Timmy Brook going around Jeff Bennett.
Right, so Steiny's back this weekend after a miserable round at the last race meeting here.
Okay, and Simon Thompson was in there. Oh, someone's gone straight ahead there.
Straight ahead? I've never seen that, so...
I think they're in the drag strip.
God, it'd like to be good. We'll send our pit reporter down there to find out who'd just gone out.
Might have been Michael Clutere. Actually, it might be Nathan Sampson. Nathan Sampson's running this weekend in his own car. All right, Michael Clutere's been running that all year.
We'll get some confirmation on that in a few laps' time. So Darren Williams there going through turn 3.
Oh, it is Jeff Bennett.
And there's Daniel Stein. Tim Brook running wide there.
Simon Thompson, the 1200 champion, running with him. And there's there's Gary Hook as well.
Simon's in a 1600 car this weekend. The first time. Gary Hook there, and followed by Bruce Perry. Now, we'll get a bit of a look there as they go down the hill towards 2 and 4, but instead of turning right, we'll see them turn left through the connection. The connection, you'll see that it goes left,
Gary Hook is a bit wide.
And it joins onto the circuit here on the exit of the old turn 9, now called turn 15, the hairpin corner.
Yep, okay, and then they come through into the old 10, 11, 12.
And they come into here at much greater speed because they're not coming through here from a hairpin.
So you can actually, well, it's wet, but in a dry, you can get a tow all the way through. Well, you need to have a pretty good run through to
but I did just see a brake lock up there, so the track's drying out in places.
Well, it is drying out a little bit, yeah. So you'll find that there'll be a combination of 2 different lines towards a later part of this race, where some people will take the old go-kart line and go wide, and others will go more the traditional tight line.
Dylan Thomas, who drove brilliantly in the race yesterday afternoon in very hot conditions, you can see all the grass around the outside of the circuit's yellow. That's because just 2 days ago we had a 40-degree day here at the track, and yesterday was in the low 30s. That's a degree Celsius for our American friends, but Today it's actually quite cold. We've had a cold snap came over in the morning, and it's probably only about 15 degrees and wet.
Yeah, and the rain comes and goes as well. So we had a small downpour just before the race started here during the previous race.
Right, Simon Pace, he's just gained a little bit on Dylan Thomas.
And he's gaining more under brakes.
So a bit more confident from Simon. Now he's right on his tail, right on Dylan Thomas's tail.
And Thomas pulls out, so that's a bit of the concertina there. Darren Williams is sort of dropping back, but he doesn't need to do too much. Daniel Steins come past Bennett, and here comes Timmy Brook past Bennett.
That's right, good to see
and
Steiny.
Just behind them is Simon Thompson.
Fast young drivers all the way through here.
It's through from the back of the grid because obviously yesterday he had that little incident, and he's got to be safe because he's got a championship to consider.
There's Gary Hook, one of his last race meetings probably for a while before he moves right up to far north Queensland.
Well, potentially. He might be getting someone to look after his car and he might fly in for him.
Okay, well there's Mark Williams there just turning left through that corner. Now, is that the first race for this year for Mark?
No, he ran. I think he ran first round, so it's the second race.
Second race meeting for this year.
So he bookended the year. He ran the first round and the last round.
Great to have you back. Now,
Simon Pace all over Thomas.
Right on Dylan Thomas's tail, going through 10, then 11, and now turn 12.
Well, it's actually now 16, 17, 18.
19, 20, 21, whatever they are. So, onto the main straight. Dylan Thomas just pulled out a bit of a gap. So
you saw a couple of different lines coming onto the straight there. Thomas went wide with the go-kart line. So, and he made a car length of 3.
Simon Pace kept it tight, and he lost a bit of pace.
So you'll see that that later on that might change around as well.
Okay, so do you think they'll be doing 170 kilometres now through here in the wet as they do in the dry?
Well, I can tell you it's not hugely wet, so they would probably
taking it flat, taking that corner flat.
They would be still flat in the wet.
Now here's a slipstream and an inside move in the damp circuit.
So that's Daniel Stein up the inside of.
We'll find out in a moment. So
we'll see when we come into the breaking point of turn 2.
Bruce Perry going into turn 1.
Who was Bruce Perry just battling with before? He's lost his sparring partner for the weekend.
That's right. So Simon Thompson there, Alan Harrison, Gary Hook in the.
There's Jeff Baxton way in his brand new Jason that he's just purchased. The old. I think it was the old Zane said. Simon Pace, he's got the run.
He's stolen the lead, has he?
Oh,
now, but let's just see. No, he backs off and just.
No, but Thomas is wide.
No, but Thomas is holding it tight, leaving enough room, but not too much room. And Dylan Thomas stolen the lead back after it was stolen from him.
There's a bit of confidence in the grip and the conditions there, and Simon was probably not so confident.
Right, Darren Williams in 3rd place. Steiny, great to see you up there, Steiny, in 4th place.
Yeah, Steiny's actually caught Darren Williams here, and he's probably going to start looking fairly threatening shortly.
Daniel, a great young driver who's obviously been right up the front of races in the last few, but had a few technical problems and a few bit of bad luck crashes.
Well, also there's a bit of a rumour going around. Daniel Stein might have a new car next year.
So
he's changing brands.
What car might that be? We'll find out. There's Jeff Bassingthwaite in the new car.
It may end with an 02.
End with an 02, not an 03.
There's Jeff Bassingthwaite, brand new Jacer,
right behind Mark Williams.
Thomas has got back. Oh no, he didn't get. Yeah. I thought Simon got past, but Thomas did that move around too.
Thomas kept the lead. Here we go through turn 47 or whatever it is. Simon Pace right on Dylan Thomas's exhaust pipe.
Okay, so Thomas has made a car length coming out.
Again, yes, Thomas is faster through turn 12 or turn 49, I'm sorry. Okay, yes, he's pulled out a big gap.
Okay, so Simon needs to make sure he gets that turn right because Simon was all over him last time coming into turn 2.
And he's not in the turbulent air. He's barely probably catching him through here.
Well, if he's not in the turbulent air, it's not going to be affecting his front wing and his front downforce.
That Mako with a huge amount of downforce.
Okay, here's Timmy Brook. He's now caught up to...
Very aerodynamic looking car.
Looks like Stein's got past Darren Williams, and that was Timmy Brook all over the back of Darren Williams. So Darren Williams is struggling in the wet a bit.
Yeah, but Timmy Brook's not exactly, gaining too much that you'd expect. Or is he driving carefully knowing that Ryan Reynolds is...
well, he can't drive too carefully because Simon Pace... he's not too
Simon
far.
Pace in 2nd place, so that's 28 points for Simon.
27.
27, sorry.
Okay, there's Timmy Brook up the inside of Darren Williams. Next on the radar will be Daniel Stein.
Now, can Tim Brook, does he win if he finishes in 3rd or 4th place in this race?
No, he doesn't. He's still probably got... I think if he finishes in 3rd, I think he'll have about 17 points.
Right, so he can lose the race in the last race if he DNFs, for example.
He can lose the championship in the last race. Absolutely, he can.
And that would be
both Simon Pace and Darren Williams. So,
okay.
In fact, I think with Darren Williams falling back, I know if Darren Williams falls one place further back, Simon Pace and Darren.
Okay.
So and Jeff Bennett's not that far behind either, so he may catch him.
Okay, so the leader, Dylan Thomas, has pulled out a very handy gap now on Simon Pace. So Dylan's found the confidence on the circuit where Simon maybe hasn't quite got it there yet.
Yeah, but as the track dries, Simon will come.
Actually, look
good.
here. Look at Simon's definitely chopped the time gap through here. Chopped it off.
Yeah, but he needs to do it through this next corner here.
So we'll see.
Okay, so there's Daniel Stein, Timmy Brook, Darren Williams, and Simon Thompson
there in the 1600 stinger.
And Jeff Bennett.
Right, back to the leader, yes. So Simon Pace, we just saw, is closer than he was in the last lap down the main straight here.
Okay, so Steiny's got a good couple of car lengths on
third, fourth,
Timmy.
fifth, and now we can see sixth and seventh come through.
Okay, so Simon Thompson's not doing too bad a job here. Probably his first ever wet race. And his first ever race in the 1600.
Well, he did tell me yesterday afternoon that the 1600 cars were a bit more of a challenge, but he was relishing the challenge, as a racing car driver should, of course.
Yeah, okay, so here's Thomas, here's Simon Pace. Simon Pace has got a little bit of a toe. Thomas goes to go a little bit defensive here. Make him go the long way around, Thomas thinks, but that'll drive him a bit wide. No.
You've got to imagine that Simon Pace is probably getting, pretty frustrated by being blocked by Dylan Thomas here.
Thomas is renowned for that sort of behaviour. Okay, Timmy Brooks is a lot closer here to Daniel Stein, so could do something in the next couple of laps.
Okay, so I wonder if Tim Brook doesn't actually look like he's got that bit of spark that he's had in the last few races on this damp track.
He knows that Simon Pace and Darren Williams are still in championship contention, so he's got to drive aggressively enough to be fast, but not overly aggressive, because if he spins it, that's going to cost him a lot.
Okay.
Mark Williams up the inside
of Gary Hook. No, Gary takes the line tighter.
Okay, that was Jeff Bathingway just behind.
Hey, listen, where's Morgan Fremantle? We haven't seen Morgan for a while. Is he still out there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Just the camera's not catching him, unfortunately. So we'll...
we might have to put some Dayglow fluoro. Look at Simon Pace.
And he's got him. Taken the lead.
Whoa, what happened there?
Oh, there, Simon, he's just said...
bit of curb.
We know how angry Simon gets, so I bet Simon just said, I've had enough of this.
Okay, so you look at the different lines here. This is the go-kart line, staying really, really wide.
And the track is very damp all the way around that corner, so there's no dry line. Like, from this camera angle, it looks like it is very patchy and dry in places, but maybe not.
Okay, so Thomas will get the toe here from Simon Pace. He'll go probably to the inside if Simon leaves it open. Yes, he does.
And here it is. Look how close the wheels are. Here at 170k. Oh, maybe a bit of a back off. Do you think the drivers back off through here under these conditions?
At best, with going up the inside there, you might have had to just lift to get the nose in.
Okay.
And there wouldn't be a break.
All right, there's third and fourth going through, and fifth going through.
Yep. Okay, and there's Morgo. Morgo's just there.
Okay.
Oh no, that's Simon Thompson. Simon Thompson's pulled away from Daniel Stein.
That's from Jeff Bennett or Stein?
Jeff Bennett.
Right.
Sorry, the two cars, orange and orange.
Is that Morgo through there?
That'd be Morgo there.
Right, very lonely race for Morgo. Okay, Dylan's stolen the lead back.
Okay, so Simon Pace has got the opportunity. It'd be interesting to see how Simon got the lead, because it was coming into the old turn 10 there.
I'll bet.
So he must have got a good run through the flip-flop 4-5.
I'll bet Simon's swearing inside his helmet there and his blood's boiling. He wants that lead back.
Mate, so Simon Pace actually had pole position here on the on yesterday. And, mate, through 4-5, Simon is whacking the curbs and he's friggin' fast through there.
Right, so, we know what Simon's like, and he's not the most gentle or most passive sort of guy. He's, quite the total opposite, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's real aggressive.
There's Morgo.
There is Morgo.
Great to have you on camera, Morgan, Car looks great,
There's Bruce Perry having a bit of a quiet race there by himself.
You can tell. You can pick Bruce Perry's car quite easily. You can pick the Sky Blue Jace or Gary Hook's car.
Okay, so Hookie's got past Mark Williams, and that's Jeff Bennett. I just had to sort of a double take at Jeff Bennett there, because
that was Jeff Bassingthwaite. Yes.
Sorry.
Jeff Bassingthwaite in the Zane colours.
Okay, I mean it was actually Scott Blake's car after Zane, so
that's
it went
right.
Zane Alced, and then Scotty Blake, who's been trying to sell it for a while, and it was also very fast under the hands of Scotty Blake.
That deserves a special hello to our friend Zane. How you going out there, Zane? Hope you're enjoying the broadcast.
Okay, Zane also looks after our VTube. Actually, Simon Pace, he's all over the back of Thomas. He should get a toe. Goes
the lead
inside.
again. Here goes the lead. changing hands another time side by side over the white line.
Okay, so actually, and interestingly here, Simon Pace does get Thomas before the checkered flag.
What a great camera angle.
If that matters later on.
Great camera angle here.
You can see the light on at the bottom of Simon Pace's car. In a wet race, it's compulsory to have those lights ablaze.
Okay, hopefully we'll have this on board when we go through the flip-flop there on the interconnection.
Yeah, because Simon Pace is awesome through that little section there.
That is so fast. That corner, and it's amazing. There are a lot of other competitors.
Timmy Brook up the inside of Daniel Stein.
A lot of other drivers in other categories who don't like the short circuit. So
I think it suits the V's quite well.
Well, I think it suits all racing cars. It's just a lot of drivers don't recognise it. So, But never mind. They're missing out on a great series of corners on that flip flop.
Okay, well I don't know about series of corners, a pair of corners.
All right, 2.
Okay, so here's Simon Pace. He's holding it nice and tight. Thomas over the back here, so we should hopefully get an on board here.
Simon's found some pace here, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, the track may be starting.
That Simon Pace has found pace.
Yep, okay, and Timmy Brooks definitely got a nice little run there through from Daniel Stein. Good race here by Daniel Stein.
It is Steiny, mate. Good to have you on board.
There's Darren Williams falling back, and here's Jeff Bennett's got past Simon Thompson.
Right, so great Simon Thompson, who's really wheel-to-wheel racing. Not for the first time this year, but obviously it hasn't happened that often.
No, he's been pretty lone. Actually, no, that's not true. He's had quite a few rounds where him and Matty Pearce have been.
When Matty's out there, it's been great fun between them too. And there's Morgo again.
Morgo.
Great to have you on camera, Morgo.
He took a good line there, didn't worry too much about the entry apex, but worried about the exit apex.
His car does look good, doesn't it?
It looks awesome.
Awesome.
Oh, inside.
Mark Williams. Wheel to wheel. Here's a bit of racing with Hookie.
With Hookie and Jeff Bathyway looking after his Jason just at the back there. I know he's very keen to look after it nicely. So here he come down into
the flip flop. Yep.
Exiting it.
That's they're past the flip flop now into turn whatever it is here.
The old 10, 11, 12.
Right, left, and then left, and then left, and then left again down the main straight.
Okay, so Thomas is not as close to pace this time around.
Simon. You should be going over to the left of the circuit there.
Well, Simon's actually found a bit of pace through that last corner because earlier in the race he was struggling and now he's doing a good job.
If Simon Pace hadn't found pace, what would his second name be?
Simon Slow?
Simon not Pace. Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
Well, we used to have a racer called Kirsty Last.
Right, and if she didn't come last, would she be Kirsty first?
Potentially. All right, so Jeff Bennett looks like Simon Thompson's got back around Jeff Bennett.
Okay, right. Now, coming into turn 2.
Pace has got pace and he's flying away from Thomas here now.
Right, he's pulling away. This is a good camera angle. This is from the top of
Although Thomas is good under brakes there.
High vantage point on the inside of turn 3. Turn 3 is obviously the corner after turn 2.
Okay, and
that's turn 2 here.
Timmy Brook, he's at turn 2. And that precedes turn 3.
Exactly.
Crazy. All right, so Timmy Brook is pulled away from Steiny. Darren Williams is
Darren's
not confident.
back. Well, Darren was on?
Bennett back up the inside of Thompson.
So Darren's not enjoying these damp conditions either because he was on the second row.
He may have had his car still a little bit stiff because this rain came just before the start of this race.
Okay, and we know that the JASA crew, they're right on the limit of everything, so they were probably tuning their car for what they expected was dry conditions, but they haven't got it. Bad luck.
Okay.
He's exiting the flip-flop again.
Yep, so Simon Pace is still keeping that little three-car lane.
And pulling away.
Yeah, he's doing a good job here. So as the circuit may be getting just a little bit of dryness, he's pulling a little margin there.
I know, but he's lost something through turn 12 coming.
Well, he's still got two cars.
Turn 112, I don't know. So, okay, down the straight.
Okay, down the straight. So,
no, the gap is less. The gap is definitely less through here.
So it's Simon Pace, Dylan Thomas. Third comes through will be Timmy Brook. Good margin. There he is there. Probably good, 8-10 seconds back with Daniel Stein there in fourth. Fifth we're going to have, probably should be Darren Williams still. There he is. Darren Williams comes through. And Jeff Bennett and Thomas Thompson are catching him.
Simon Thompson and Morgan Fremantle should be next.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, back to the front.
Back to the front. So
Simon Pace,
front to the back.
The leader in the red Mako. Brilliant paint scheme on that car. Dylan Thomas probably a little bit more adventurous under brakes and caught him just to slide it around. Okay. He's definitely caught him under brakes there.
Yeah, but then Simon pulls away, so it could be a little bit of a concertina. Timmy Brooks probably settled for third at this point in the race. Probably not enough laps to try and get back to the front.
Pretty safe position to be in, I would have thought, considering the damp conditions and what can happen if you take everything for granted.
Look at this. Jeff Bennett's got Darren Williams in his sights. So if Jeff Bennett gets past Darren Williams, going into the final race, Darren Williams and Simon Pace will be equal on points.
So that means Darren Williams is in second place in the championship?
Currently.
Or is Ryan Reynolds still in second place in the championship?
Oh,
well, I haven't got the calculator.
I haven't got my calculator.
It's a great shame.
But he's saying that Ryan's not here, so...
Okay, it's a great shame that Ryan's not with us here.
No, Darren will be second because the points they gain from here...
Who's going slow out there?
So Ryan will be second. That's Gary Hook.
So that is Hooky. Slow on the outside of the corner there. All right, we'll catch up to find out what happened.
Okay.
Side by side over the line, that's Jeff Bennett and Jeff Bassingthwaite.
No, that's Jeff Bennett getting past Darren Williams.
Getting past Darren Williams. Okay.
So that puts Pacey and Williams equal on points going into the last thing, and only about 17 points off or something of Timmy Brook.
Right, but Simon Pace obviously goes very fast through turn one, and then Dylan Thomas catches a bit of it under brakes.
It could be the concertina there, you know.
Maybe so, but if you look at the time difference, Tim Brook, safe third place, it looks.
See, Timmy Brook's run a different number this weekend. He's got 22 on rather than his traditional 34. There you go. So there's Bennett in front of Darren Williams.
Yeah, Bennett, yes, definitely.
And he's actually dropped Simon Pace during that, Simon Thompson during that lap.
That means we've got second and third in the point score, maybe on equal place.
Yep, that'd be my workings.
And that means Ryan Reynolds has dropped back from second to fourth place in the point score.
That'll be my working as well, yeah.
Oh, that bad luck for Ryan. That's a great shame you're not here with us, okay?
Simon Pace here's got still 3 car lengths on Thomas, maybe, 3 car lengths. And it looks like he's gaining. So, Pacey's... look at the track's drying there on the inside.
The track's definitely drying, and it's fast through turn one.
So it looked like earlier in the race when it was more of a wet circuit, it suited Thomas, when as it's drying out, it's suiting Pace. So, and there's Timmy Brook very comfortable.
In third place.
Daniel Stein very comfortable. How close is Darren Williams to Bennett? No, and Simon Thompson could get Darren Williams here. Simon Thompson's pretty close, and so is Michael Cleary.
That is a move. That's a move.
Okay,
turn one in the wet.
So this is the last lap.
Last lap, Simon Pace. There's Simon, no doubt screaming with joy in his helmet. No doubt.
Actually, Thomas has closed a bit here.
But Thomas has closed, so he's not screaming with joy. He's probably screaming with frustration and fear. Okay. Who knows?
And there's Timmy Brook, very comfortable here in third. Little bit of a tail slide there. There's Daniel Stein with a very solid fourth.
Stein in fourth place. Great driving to have you back up near the front after all that bad luck in the last couple of rounds.
Here's Simon Thompson. Simon Thompson's going to line Darren Williams up for a run of the line
here.
Jeff
Bennett in fifth place.
Yeah,
Darren
awesome
Williams
job.
In sixth. Simon Thompson in seventh.
So that's all through turn 2.
These guys just haven't given up. They've been right on the tail of cars for lap after lap.
Simon Thompson, not going to do it down there.
Are we going to see it? No. This is pretty quick through here, this left-hander.
Okay.
And then right, and then along here. Now this is...
That's going past... that's
Mark Williams.
Mark Williams. Simon Pace, lapping Mark Williams.
And Jeff Bassingthwaite there. So...
They let him through.
They've pulled over. Good driving. Smart driving.
Okay, so he's on board with Thomas.
Here we go.
So, actually, Thomas has gone the dry line. Look at this.
And Simon, where are you?
Thomas has got the dry line and he's got him.
How to take the lead.
But Simon Pace could get the run for the slipstream. Will he get him by the line?
I've never seen anything like this in my life. Who's going to win this race? Who's going to win this race?
Pacey gets it.
Pacey.
He's got it. And here we go. Who's this? Oh, this is Bathingway ahead of
and that is Simon Pace. Simon Pace has lost the lead.
Timmy Brook holds off a third.
And then got the lead back from Dylan Thomas in second place. Timmy Brook third.
Daniel Stein fourth. Okay.
What a brilliant race.
Fifth is Jeff Bennett. Awesome job.
Darren Williams. Simon Thompson, first top 10 outright. And Morgan Fremantle, 10th place. Great drive. 8th place, sorry. I can't count.
Yeah, here he comes. So here he is, Morgan Fremantle coming down from 8th. The car we saw just before was Nathan Sampson in his own built Justin Stinger here, and here's Bruce Perry.
What controversy and excitement there!
And just coincidentally, first round ever without a 1200 racing.
Okay, all right. So Simon Pace, Dylan Thomas, Tim Brook, Daniel Stein, Jeff Bennett, Darren Williams, Simon Thompson, and Morgan Fremantle.